Hi guys, I recently bought a Phantom 3 Pro, and here it is. It's not all the way done, but anyways, it's coming along. So I was thinking that I wanted to utilize some Dewalt batteries that I've got laying around, and for charging purposes, and try to get away from all the balancing cords and all this other stuff and just utilize the charger. So I ended up, this is a 12 volt battery system here. All I did was take it out of the case. This is off a 20 volt deal, and we'll get to that here in a minute. This particular deal was off of a 12 volt system. All I did was kind of notch this case out and hot glued it on there, because as I stuck it in the charger, seemed to want to pull apart or come off or whatever. So I hot glued it, and I hot glued this on there as well. Soldered these pieces on there with that XT60, and anyways, that turned out pretty good. This is 2000 milliamps. I charged them with the charger because I wanted to make sure that it was functioning perfectly. And it seems to be charging them up pretty good. Again, 12 volt system. Come to find out that on my Phantom 3, I could actually utilize 17.4 volts, hopefully without not damaging my Phantom. And that came straight from DJI. So anyways, I made that, and so now I have to come up with some 4-packs. So basically I've done the same thing here. These were off of a 20 volt system here. I eliminated one and made one for that as well. Designed it the same way. I left the charging port on there, notched that out again, hot glued it on there. On this one here, because it came with the gauge, I wanted to try to utilize the gauge as well. Come to find out that this particular chip is only designed for the 5 battery, which equates to 20 volt system, which is this one right in here. So that was something that I couldn't use on that part of it with a 16 volts or 14.8. Anyways, so this happens to work out pretty good here. If I press the buttons, it does work out for the 20, because again, that's what it was designed for. So on the 4 battery jobby that, again, I can safely use for my Phantom 3, I'm going to have to stay with these 4 batteries. But again, this particular deal didn't work out very well for that, because all it's doing is coming up with the 1 bar, again, because it's only recognizing the 4 batteries, not the 5 batteries and so on. So I'll tell you right now, that does not work for this system. I tried taking this particular deal off of another one as well, wiring it on there to see, directly to the top here, and it didn't make a difference. This chip is only recognizing a 20 volt deal, so I'll just let you that. I'll come up with something different. That doesn't worry me too much. So here we go. So these are actually measuring, or this is actually fully charged here. So that is charging it to 16.55, and that one it charged to 16.51. So again, I had to take that into consideration, and it's below that average. They say it's supposed to be a 14.80, and that may be true, but I wanted to really factor in the 16.55 and everything, so I did not want to damage my Phantom at all. So really all I've done, again, is just used extra batteries that I've had laying around, notched them out. As a matter of fact, I notched that part of it out as well. And now this particular deal happens to have also the gauge on it. I wish I could utilize these on here, but the chip is different. And I haven't seen a 14 volt that I know of with the newer style. These didn't even come with them at all. Not too worried about that. I'm just going to go ahead and use the charger. So the good thing about this in here is that I use the same charger for everything. So I'm going to take one of these that are 12 volt, slap it in there, and it's fully charged, so it's not like I can do a whole bunch right now, but both of them are fully charged, and that was the voltage that I got out of it right in here. So I go into the 4 battery pack. It's still charging them very well. So I've got them charged already. This is a 16.51 volt. So I know that for a fact because I've already tested these. This particular one in here was measuring 6.55 and so on. So I know that the battery charger is working out perfectly, charging them where they should be, the way that they're designed to do it. Even the 20 volter, 20.60 volts. So it's actually doing a great job there. It's charging them up to their full capacity. That was a bummer, but I'll come up with something different. I'm not too worried about it. But that was my way of coming up and using existing Dewalt batteries. It would be great once they come out with maybe more milliamps and so on. Some of these are all over the board. I mean, some of these are 2,000 milliamps. I've seen the 25 and heck, I think I even seen some 3,000s in there somewhere. But regardless, they're coming with all, I've seen blue and all sorts of different colors that these guys use for their batteries. It depends on where they get them from, so that's not a big deal. Let me see. Anyways, I've got some other ones that I'm going to make up as well, but I just thought this was pretty interesting. I'm not saying ingenious, but all I'm saying is that this you could utilize whether it's a 3-pack 12 volt or a 14.8 volt or a 20 volts or whatever. You use the same charger and you don't have to use any balancing wires or leads or anything like that because it's charging it up for you. When I took this originally out of the package, I left it as is. There's no soldering, there's no nothing to do to it. I just left it alone. I just basically modified this a little bit. I added this for stability again and just soldered on these ports. That's all I had to do to it. I want to stay away from soldering as much as possible because I'm no good at it. And you hear a lot of horror stories out there. The same thing with the 4-pack that I'm going to start utilizing. Did the same thing. All of this is done for you. That's a bad solder job, but that's because the tab wasn't soldered on properly. But I got through it. So normally you wouldn't have to even do that. All you're going to be doing is eliminating one battery out of this pack, which was one of these here. This one here, you just leave it alone, and all you got to do, I mean, everything's soldered, everything's done. Indicator light you can put on there exactly like I did, and again, put that on there for stability, hot glued it on there. I mean, this thing is ready to roll, and even shows you that. So anyways, my 4-packs and so on are going to work out great for my Phantom 3. And so anyways, and I'm able to charge all of these, whether it's a 3-pack, 4-pack, 5-pack, on the same charger. So all you have to do is just modify your deal a little bit. Leave everything intact so you don't have to solder. You don't have to do a darn thing really, except your, you know, those wires. No, again, balancing cords, no nothing. This thing actually is going to work out pretty good. I'm excited about it. I got a flex volt here that I'm going to play around with and see what I can come up with that bad boy. So I'm pretty sure we can come up with something interesting as well. But like I said, I like my system. Again, different voltages depending on how you do it. Hopefully they come out with some 3,000 amp or hour amp batteries. I've seen anywhere from 2,000 to 25. I may have seen some 3,000s, but I got a drawer full of these things, so I'm going to probably put some together. But these ones I'm going to leave the way that they are. The other ones I'll probably put the balancing leads and all this other jazz. But at the end of the day, 3-pack, 4-pack, and 5-pack, 3 different voltages, same charger, and no wires, no nothing. All you're going to do is stick this puppy right in there, and it's fully charged. Put it back in the drone, and you're done. So anyways, hopefully this helps some people out there. Again, an idea I came out with, probably the first one. Hopefully the only one. Who knows? But if you got any comments, let me know. I'm glad to hear them. Thank you.